knee comes up rather, and I'm able to finish and complete that move, okay? And if all else fails, and for whatever reason, I go to tilt my training partner over, and I try to come up, but I can't do it, and he manages to recover, again, we have the ability to dig that underhook if necessary. We have the ability, if he goes to come back up, to reinsert that frame, create that space that we need to reinsert our knee, and we're right back in the position that we started. Okay, so there's no reason why in attempting this move that we should get flattened out in half guard. Again, you start with a 2-on-1, so that takes away his ability to close that gap on you. We hit the knee lever, we can either end up on top. If he manages to flare his elbow and post the elbow on the floor, we gain head height coming up to our own elbow, drive our training partner over. In worst case scenario, if he manages to recover, he's at extension. It's going to create opportunities to go into the techniques that we saw earlier in the knee lever portion when we were recovering from a flattened out position. Okay guys, now let's look at a situation where your training partner comes up and do a split squat, okay, and now knee lever is not going to be available. And when your training partner is up in a split squat, it's not quite the half guard situation that we are looking for. We're looking for more of a half guard where our training partner is on two knees. So when he comes up into a split squat, it kind of becomes a little bit more of like a reverse de la Riva type situation, which is a little bit different. Our options are going to be different from there. So with the previous technique, we wanted to hit a knee lever. This knee was down on the floor, and that's what enabled us to be able to come in and tip our partner over as we saw. But in the event that we come out and my training partner steps a knee up, now this is a bit of a different situation. Now it's more of a reverse de la Riva situation. It's not really a half guard situation. He could be down on his left knee, or he could have his left knee posted up. The grip fighting is going to be pretty similar, okay? So we're going to look to, let's just change it. Good. We're going to look, okay, to have these same grips in place, but I want to return my training partner back to the knee so I can play half guard again. So from here, what we're going to look to do is, again, we're going to look to control that 2-on-1. So we're going to find that our partner's wrist, and we're just going to control it here. We could go in and look to control 2-on-1 on this wrist and create a situation where we bait our partner into pulling that hand off, and now from here we counter him with that cross grip of our own, peel our hand free, and now we go in and we take that elbow. Because I have the elbow, it is safe for me to remove the knee shield. Okay, let's go back and rotate. And because it's safe for me to go into and remove the knee shield, now from here I can bring my training partner back down to a knee. Okay, again, because I have this 2-on-1, if I remove the knee shield, not a lot of danger of him going in and getting to chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to sneak this foot right in front of our training partner's foot. We're going to pull our knees to our chest and use that to extend and put our training partner's knee back on the floor. Now, from here, you could just look to abandon the 2-on-1, go right back into your knee shield. However, I'll bring this leg back up. However, from here, we put that shoelace right in front of his. We pull initially first, so we can use that 2-on-1 to pull, bring our knees to our chest, and we slip that knee on the floor. Right from here, my head can come in, my knees can penetrate through, and then from here, we can go right back, okay, to that knee lever that we saw in the previous flip and go into that sequence again. So it's just as simple as getting a hold of that 2-on-1 on the near side when he comes up into the split squat. Because we have the 2-on-1, we can remove the knee shield temporarily, insert that shoelace to shoelace position, pull our knees to our chest, return his knee to the floor, and either just go back into playing half guard or just hit a quick knee lever right as his knee becomes weighted and touches the mat, and go into our sequence from there. Okay guys, let's look at another attack on the near side. This time we use a variation of 2-on-1 with an arm drag grip. Okay, arm drag, excellent for exposing our training partner's back. Okay, so let's just dive right into it. We're in a knee shield position, and once again, we manage to go in and we start getting a hold of that 2-on-1. However it happens, okay, a bunch of different ways that this could happen. You potentially maybe even holding onto your training partner's head here. Okay, as I hold onto my training partner's head, he wants to start clearing that collar tie. That creates opportunities for me to get into that cross wrist and that 2-on-1. So I'm just creating situations here so you guys can see that there's a variety of different ways that these grips can come about. Okay, and so when we're going about gripping, you got to be able to kind of grip on the fly and create that reflex to whenever he grabs your wrist, you're taking his wrist, and that's what's going to give you those opportunities. Now, in particular, for an arm drag, what we're looking for is a straight wrist grip. Okay, with the previous ones, it was cross wrists. So when we want to go in and we want to get a straight wrist grip, it's going to be kind of reliant on your training, and either one, just getting a 2-on-1, okay, because we have both hands on our partner's wrist and we can choose whether we go cross or straight. However, it's going to be kind of reliant upon your training partner grabbing, okay, a cross wrist of his own. And when he goes in to grab a cross wrist, let's say he wanted to break this grip for whatever reason, that's going to offer me the straight wrist. Okay, so whether it be because as we're going in and grip fighting, we come out, we take that straight grip of our own, or because we managed to come in and take a 2-on-1 wrist, and then now from here we can go in and we can start switching to our drag. We have a straight wrist grip nevertheless. Now from here, what we're going to look to do is I'm going to sneak his hand right under my armpit as my hand sneaks under his, and simultaneously I remove my knee shield leg. Right as I remove the knee shield leg, don't just put your leg to the floor, but bring your leg up and swing it out and away. Okay? Right as I do that, I hit a little bit of a push with the hand that's holding his wrist. And as I shoot my arm drag grip in, it's very important that when we grip with an arm drag, we go all the way up into the armpit with our whole wrist. Don't grab down by the elbow, and don't just grab with your fingers. Grab with your whole wrist. So I simultaneously take the wrist, swing out, and I give a good tug on my training partner's arm as I push the wrist in. So it goes under and pushes as this one comes up, chops and pulls. And right off of that tension, okay, because his arm is bent, there's going to be some tension. It's going to be a little bit easier for me to hold onto his arm. I just hit this pendulum action that brings me up, and right as I come up, we pull, and I look to get my elbow down to the floor, okay? Very important, my elbow, rotate a tiny bit, good. Very important, my elbow pulls back into the mat, okay? And I use that to then glue my chest to my partner's shoulder, and we get a hold of the hip. Once I get a hold of the hip, from here I can either pull my training partner into my lap by scooting back and giving a little pull that sits him down and offers me opportunity to take his back, or if I go to pull and I feel resistance from my partner, we can just use that to come up to our knee, post our hand on the mat, start getting our chest to his back.